Bonjour à tout le monde. Je suis très feliz, no? To be here. Thanks for coming. Very happy to be here first time. I think it's a little bit cold. I'm going to put this firework here just to, to get warm a little bit before the presentation. So as I said, I'm very happy. When I arrived, the first thing I felt in love. So I came with this concept like, this is not Namur, it's Mon Amour. It's Mon Amour. So in love with Namur. Amazing place, amazing surrounding, amazing people. Thanks for coming. I hope you can enjoy the presentation. So sense wanted. So this is our main philosophy in the studio. Since I started the studio like 17 years ago, the main idea was I want to do things like physically, with the contact with the things, with the manual things. So that means that my background is from industrial designer. So I studied this industrial design, and then I started graphic and media design in London. So there's a mixture there into the two-dimensional and to the three-dimensional, okay? So everything that we try to do in the studio is like to feel. That's why Lo Siento means to feel, also means I'm sorry. So it's a two-meaning word. So I want to just mention this idea of the title, of the topic of the festival, no? This true false. I think that we are more in the true, more into the real part. No? We want to embrace things, no? and to keep them very close in the creative process. So the idea at the beginning was, because I started with my own, and then I started to try to hire people, just a few people, because in the studio we have 3 people. But there's one person there that I was looking for all the time, and is the artisan. So he's an artisan that makes work for the graphic industry, graphic design. Works? Yeah, that's it. Water. Oh, just sparkling. No, still. This guy here is Gerard. Gerard Miró is this artisan guy, okay? So we have in the studio, we have computers, of course. We use the computers, of course. But we have a workshop. We have an atelier. So this is very important for us to produce things in a manual way. Music is perfect for this, no? This space. It's classic music for a classic space. Adidas, we did this for Adidas. We did this, so it's basically a conversion of a sneaker just converted into papercraft. We did it to make a workshop also. But the connection is always this handcrafted typography. We're very into typography. It's one of the main tools for graphic designers, as you may know. This is going a little bit slow. Don't worry, I will use the computer here. It's better. So as I told you, the idea to have a space just dedicated to do manual work, real work, and handcrafted work for a branding purpose at the end, because we do branding projects as one of the most, that we do is commercial projects, but for branding. But aside to the commercial work, we are always there experimenting all the time and trying to find new ways and new techniques to create typographies and to create new ways of physical and 3D typographies. So what you see is what it is. No trick is there. It's honest. I mean, so we touch what we do, but we don't retouch what we do. We try to don't retouch. Band behind playing, a small band, music band there, flamenco, that kind of flamenco. So this work is a bit silly. I mean, this is a furniture, a chair that sent us an interior design practice in Barcelona called La Granja. They sent us this chair and asked us to do something with the chair. And we came up with the idea to engrave this super silly message there that is related with the feeling of sitting down on the chair. So it's Lo Siento and Me Siento, that is sitting down, sounds the same thing, no? So it's Me Siento, cuando lo siento, es cuando lo siento, so this is a super silly word, and it's something that you can read with the bottom, because when you sit down, you can read the message there. So this was the idea. We took 6 months to do that project because obviously it's a non-paid project and you need to find the spare time somewhere to do these kind of projects. So we are very into AI, but more into AI, this kind of AI. So we love AI, but more into the artisan way, the artisan experimentation. So because we're incorporating machines into the studio, like engraving machines, screen printing machines, we have the chance and the opportunity to test and to prove and to do mock-ups and etc. Always trying through typography, no? So typography becomes something that comes out of the screen. This is just a piece of paper, just using the laser cut machine and see how it works as letter H. That's another thing just for a book cover about Machado, the Spanish writer. But this idea to use materials and then to try to find this depth, no? Just using the shadows to make the pieces readable. It's a poster that is just white poster, but just using the shadows, you can make the piece readable. So that was for an exhibition in Japan. So with all this, we tell about, no, we don't have a specific label, but we said that we're doing maybe crafts 2.0. But I will show you some of the processes that we are taking in the studio. This is just a project that we finished last week, and it's just experimenting about the void and typography and the outline of typography, experimenting that, but taking this into a 3D space, 3D reality. So it's just soldering, using the technique of soldering typography in this case, but creating this kind of empty typography. You can see the details there with the soldering is there. We like the imperfection parts on these kind of pieces. So it's called Weka. Weka means void, means empty. So it's an empty typeface, like the reality that sometimes it's empty, you know? The emptiness. So it's called Weka. So then materials, these materials and the messages, typography, editorial design, no? Try to fine-tune with everything and always using the material as something to transmit, what is behind the project. We feel it. We are Lo Siento. Lo Siento, as I mentioned at the beginning, is about I feel because I feel I do the project. but because I feel. This was the first idea when I started a studio is, okay, I'm going to work for projects, commission projects, but I need to feel it. I need to be there. I need to be passionate about it. Okay, this is very important for us. So there's no emotion, there's no reaction. We are looking for the emotion. This is my family, 5 brothers, five men. I'm in the middle, the one in the middle, and this picture is just to explain the reason behind the name, okay? My father was a coach, and he gave me all the enthusiasm, from the beginning. So I took this, I took the passion part, and when I started the studio, and I was searching and looking for the name, I say, okay, it needs to be something about passion, no? And also a common word, no, in the people's mouth, like Lo Siento, no, is always there. Unfortunately, Lo Siento is a I'm sorry, in the I'm sorry part, no? So people is using this word like 90% is I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But in here, it's just about the passion. This is the team. We are 3 people. I'm founder and creative director. Gerard Millor is the artisan. And Elena is the efficient designer, graphic designer. This is the place in Barcelona. If you come to Barcelona, knock the door. You're invited to come. And I can explain you the idea behind the brand also. That is about to do a brand that is, manually done at the end. We have this concept that is a stencil with a logo, and the idea is to do everything is done by hand, one by one, so all the business cards are unique, all the business cards are different, and this tells a lot about the contact of the studio with people and with clients, no? Because people is unique, individuals are unique, clients are unique, projects are unique. So business cards are unique too. So this is the first thing that the interns does when they enter to the studio. They have a blank business cards to do whatever they want. So this is the idea. So experimenting all the time, that means with every single moment in the studio, we have the idea to experiment with materials and with new materials or new techniques that we found, and we just prove and test. And we like to find the error all the time, because in the error, you find things. So in the physical process of creation, you find things in the process. From A to B, you find things. Otherwise, in the computer, you will not find things because it's just programming and data. But here, you are there. You are part of the process. You can touch things, you can see things, you can discover new paths, okay? That's why we're still doing, artisan work, no? Because we fall in love with the artisan, no? And it's disappearing. So unfortunately, the artisan processes are disappearing. This is a recent project that we did for a cover for a rock band in Barcelona, and it's about this concept of platonic solids. We took this concept to create the whole graphic idea and design for the single covers and the album covers. Everything was, handcrafted. And then we have our set design, because when you work with physical things, you need a space to photograph, and you need to control very good the photography. So you have to learn, because otherwise you cut your veins, no? Just been working with something by hand, hours and days and months, and then the photography is shit. You just, so the idea is to control the photography processes also, and to get the quality of the final image. This is just a process to do, the covers. It's very simple at the end. We try to keep it very simple. No, it's what you see. I mean, there's no trick behind. It's there. It's physical. You will understand this with your sight. No. So it's just these polygons, these paper craft polygons, different chromatic colors, chromatic palette, to do the whole collection of singles, and then we move to the part of the cover. That means we transform these polygons into typography, to create the cover, the main cover that is We Are Mono. handcrafted. Amazing. All the details in these spaces, no? Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit fast. This is the final cover, but we did one without the expressive color on it, and then we apply the colors that we are being used in the creation of the single covers, okay, the singles. So this is the final cover for We Are Mono. So the paper is always there, no? And, as a material that you can express things, not just through typography, but through forms. But the paper, because it's something that graphic designers, they have there, no? We have color, we have typography, we have the paper. So then the paper also can become something to express ideas. These are some examples of, just working with the polyhedral language also. This is something that is coming from Gerard, this is math about science and maths. So that helps a lot to create things in a different way, using maths. That's always using just paper as a main material to produce this design. So slowing down the processes, not too fast. We are going too fast, slow down. So it's like, the grandma doing the broth. So we are there, we need to feel the flavor. So the flavor is about rhythm, is about care, is about love, and it's about slowing down things. And today we are going super fast. Super fast is, we're going to, to crash into something. I don't know. It's a bit stressful, no? Cover for a folk musician in Barcelona. It's called Joan Colomo, and he asked us to do the design of his album, and it's about the concept of the system as a main keyword. No, the system. Ooh, it's super open concept, but we use that to express the system inside the songwriter and the singer. So it's just this system going on. Inside the brain, inside the head of Joan Colomo, no? But just using in a very refined way, very simple way that is just one material, paper, shadows, and that's it. So this is interior. So the foundation and everything again. So I'm repeating all the time. This is an alphabet that we designed just using the polyhedral language here. The paper, super useful material to express typography, and some pieces to do, in this case, a cover for a magazine called Design Times in South Africa. So the algorithm has no rhythm. You have the rhythm, not the algorithm. So let's find a way to work with your algorithm, okay? The one that is here. It's an algorithm coming from the heart. So this is another example to show when we start building brands, we start with concept, we start with ideas, but we start with something flat, maybe from digital vector, graphic design. In this case, this is a work for an architect in Miami called Cogwell Architects. We start with a logo, very geometrical, because the idea was to do something topographic, okay? Typographic, topographic, sounds the same. So topo, typo. Okay, we have the topo here. We start with the typo, but we go to the topo. So we had the topo. So the topo is this. And the idea that self-sufficiency means that we want to control what we do inside the studio and not to have too many providers doing and producing things. Obviously, when we print out 3,000, books, we go to the printer. But if we can control the process of making and doing a little, small productions, we do it internally, okay? That's another thing that we're doing with cacao, with chocolate powder, for a brand that is called Bouveau. They do a lot of chocolate, so we start, again, experimenting with the typography and with materials and these pressed elements here. This is called Bouveau. So the idea of the chocolate powder, that takes you to another Mars, like a Mars planet. So then here, working with chocolate, also typography, but transforming this typography into something more physical, like a logo that you can eat, no? It's called Chocotype. It's a project that we are doing, recently. But in the studio, we have this space to, not just to do all the set design and the photography, as you can see, it's so complex structures sometimes. But at the end, there's a lot of work to do because you have to produce the images for the portfolio. You have to tell something. You have to count a story. I tell a story. So it's more work. So the risk is to find. When you risk, you find something new. So when we started incorporating the machines in the studio, we started to use the machines, the engraving machines, in a different way, a forbidden way, because this is forbidden in the industry. If you go to a paper shop and you say, hey, can you engrave me a chocolate bar? And they will come back to you like, what the hell are you doing? So we started to do this experimentation, and it works to do some experimentation to the engraving, chocolate, and then for a different project that we have to do the production ourselves. In this case, it's an opening for a gallery in Barcelona called Altueta, and we came up with the idea of, okay, let's do the invitations ourselves. We produce the invitations in a very specific way, and the concept was, broken glasses, like the window display of the gallery is being broken, so we took this as a concept and we created the invitations. Like little pieces of the gallery, So the sense of humor, maybe you notice that, is there all the time. There's a lot of hours working with a team, with people, with clients, and is somewhere hidden, but the humor needs to be there, because otherwise it's going to be, awful. So type of materials, here's some ideas, some projects related with the idea of find techniques and to learn techniques to achieve some specific results. Here is just a poster that is touring, is touring all over the world, and it's about the topic of tolerance. And so we did this typography made with concrete, and we produced it, and we did the molds and the cast and everything. We learned the process to do it, and at the end we produce the final image, because at the end we start physically, we go to the digitally, we come back to the physically, and we end up with the digital. So it's coming and going, so it's traveling. So this is touring all over the world, a lot of countries, Venice, Denmark. So the oxidation here for an album cover, finding the way to understand and to learn the process of oxidate something, in this case typography. No waiting 1 year to this to happen, but we're going to find the way to accelerate the process of oxidation. This culture of live animals is based on this signage on the deserts. So Technocraft, this is like a label that a friend of us told us one time. He entered on the studio and he started smelling this turkey layer thing. Hey, you are cooking here? And I said, no, we are just toasting typography for a book cover using a turkey layer. And it works. You can see that it works. It's toasting, we're toasting this. We're toasting the typography, the title. So this is the title. It's Podemos salvar el mundo antes de cenar. We can save the world before dinner. It's a book about the mass consumption of meat in the world. So that's why we use meat, like, in your face message. But then we started toasting, but then we moved to another idea that was, let's produce with salami. I like salami toasted also. But in this case, we cut it, we tried to cut the typography and to do the typography and the cover of the book. This is the cover, final cover. You can eat the cover, salami, like a sandwich. The thing is, the client refused. It was a pity, so he refused. You can see the final cover, and if you can Google it, it's amazing. is an apple with a burger packaging. So we spend a lot of time doing this, and then at the end they end up with a like a photo. They buy the photography. No? So an experimental lab. Another idea, you know, coming from super simple forms in this case, because this is a construct company from Miami that works for architecture, and they asked us to do the branding, and the name is Forms. So at the end we did Forms with the typography, but then we move forward to do this transformation of this flat logo into something that is coming from flat to 3D. So now is that you see the letter F. We started with the letter F, and we did this flexible, like flexible letter F. And then all these images, we use these images for the brand, okay? So we're a little bit going against the tide, experimented again, internally doing typography, working with different concepts. This is a personal project, and it's about to fuse 2 letters in one block using the intersection of layers of wood and paper. We started with paper, and now because we have the machines, we did this test with wood. Just 10 minutes. Woo. Just 10 minutes. I have 200 slides left. Not paper slides, just digital. This is the B and the M. It's just one, no? Borja Martinez, B and M, obviously. No, we made this for Barcelona Manchester festival in Manchester. So this is the final piece, the B and the M. Then the idea is that any possible combination can be done with this concept of fusing 2 letters. This is the Y and the K. So rest in peace. I will go a little bit fast. Some projects related with the dead here. This is a tombstone project. It's a poster, but we produced this tombstone, the real tombstone, and then we engraved the messages there in the concrete, and then we photograph at the end, and the result is always a photograph. So emotional response there. That's a packaging for a funeral event company. They asked us to do something for the people to leave memories and photographies for the people that pass away. So we designed this box that is white, and then you can leave your messages and photographies. So this goes to the crematory, this goes to the, with the coffin. The recipe books is because the most of the projects that we do, the commercial ones, are related with food. We love to eat, we love food. I don't know if you've been in Barcelona, but Barcelona is a gastro food city. So we do a lot of identities for restaurants, a lot of packaging for food. We love Italy. We love Italian projects, as you will see. This is a project that we just finished for it designed the identity and the business cards for a Spanish chef that lives in London, and we came up with the idea to do just a toothpick. So toothpick is the business card here. So we did the box and everything. So here's very quickly some projects that we finished recently in Barcelona. This is Andalusia, in the south of Spain. They have this tapas religion there. So we designed a bodega, like a winery bar, and we did all the design from scratch, from the alphabet, typography, images, the signage, everything on this wine bar. So this typography is mixed with very contemporary with very classic Andalusian typography. This is the result, the Flores bar. We produce all the menus, recycling pieces, all the signage there, baños, you see that, toilets, right? With the wine glasses. This is a typography specimen using napkins. So La Mama is always right is this Italian contact that we have with the Italian product. We love Italian product, obviously, but we had this commission project coming from an Italian distributor, food distributor. And the concept was, okay, the name of the company is Mammafiore. So the idea was, okay, Mammafiore, you guys are giving the flour, to the, like it's the product to the client, to the people. So we've been using the grandma's advices as a part of the soul of the brand. So this is the logo based on this dry pasta hanging there. And this red, passion red pomodoro. We did a small trailer, covers for the catalogs, and now we're doing all the packaging. Super funny project because we need to try the product before we go to the design, and this super exciting moment when you try the product and you taste everything. So, and you become super creative. Oh, yeah. Amazing pomodoro. Yes, I like Grisini and Tarali. Tarali means like crazy. Tarali, they are Tarali, Taraos, the cellos, the wines. There's another project, and it's a pizzeria chain in Barcelona also, and it's about this, this flexible conversion of the dough and the mozzarella, but using the typography. So the typography is always there, like the tomato, on the dough. And the manual gesture, just a natural wine line that we just finished. This one made also illustrated by hand. So we did the 6 or 7 different wines here. The beer, not a beer. This is a craft beer, also identity made by using stencils. So the client is doing the design. That is, we give the technique, and the design can do the rest. And a modular is, because here is a furniture company, family business company in Barcelona. It's called Pilma, 50 years history. So they want us to change the logo, and we tell them, no, don't touch the logo, because it's an iconic thing in Barcelona. You don't touch the logo. The idea was to design an alphabet from the logo. So now the client has a toolbox to communicate the brand, not just the logo and repeating the logo all the time, has something more. So these are the sub-brands and the divisions. Yeah, so here is the communication works like this, just with the typography, you will identify the Pilma concept there. There's the symbol. Yeah, divisions there. It works pretty good for icons, icons design. And then the part of the more physical elements to produce more communication. I'm sorry, but I'm going a little bit fast. Okay, Pilma. The idea, so you can read the idea on the boxes because it's modular, Boxes are modular also. We did identities for festival, like Primavera Sound, but this one is called Cruïlla. In Barcelona we have Primavera Sound and we have Cruïlla. Cruïlla means crossing, so the idea here is also to design from scratch a typography that is based on this condensed idea, because to create the lineups of the posters, to do it more condensed, that means you can scale, and this is going to be more readable, more the format change and goes bigger. It works better for a system, for a festival. So this is a poster, the crossing. You see the crossing there. And this is the concept, image, black and white, and the typography condensed. Kylie Minogue, false, festival, images. And another typography is for a boutique hotel, a modernist boutique hotel. Here also we designed the typography from scratch, and as you can see, it's a very modernist typography, but really connected with the place and the location of this boutique hotel. It's called Casa Lit. Lit is like a slang word. room 38, room 30, no? Room 1, room 2. Signage there. Okay, Casalit is the space, signage, some of the items. And then just finishing, this is the latest work that we did. It's a packaging, it's for a luxury brand, and it's it's a hair treatment for women, okay? Luxury, amazing. You put this in your hair and you become Venus. Like so the idea was they show us the place because this is for a specific spa, no? And the spa place was made with stone, marble, no, all stone. So we came up with the idea, okay, let's do the packaging as a stone. So it's going to be a stone. So we find out that is a paper called a stone paper. So we say, okay, let's use the stone paper to do the stone packaging. The thing behind this is every single pack is assembled by hand, okay? Because otherwise it's not a mold, so it's something that, as you see in the video, is layer by layer. So there's a guy there doing one by one. So that means that the product itself is specific and peculiar, no? Just for the production here. So more tricky things and ideas and crazy ideas using typography, also a personal project with the concept of the cava, the champagne, or using this element, the nails, just to produce like an alphabet and see what's happened, or with plexiglass for a cover, or here this also gridded typography, as I will show you at the end, because to end the presentation I have a video. But from that packaging, we came up with the idea to produce the alphabet or the typography for that project. So the idea here again is to design the topographical alphabet and produce it again and physically. Typography, crazy. We are mad about typography. So it's something that used to happen a lot. Now, when we find like a specific language, we wanted to see if we can reproduce this into an alphabet or typography. Flow, passion, quick finish. Quick finishing. So you see here the pack and the typography connected and related. Love, amour. And just to finish, this project that we did as a personal also project is a homage for Bodoni typeface. We started with flat, we converted to something that is gridded, and it's this Bodoni gridded, and we produce it in this way. Here is a flamenco guitar on the background. Merci.